It all started with a few misplaced banknotes. At first, it seemed insignificant, maybe they'd fallen on the floor, but Stuart had a growing suspicion that the money was somehow linked to his cat. The pile of bills kept getting bigger, and it seemed as though his feline friend was the one responsible. Was his cat a clever little burglar? Stuart had always been passionate about animals, especially cats. He loved his pets far more than his wife did. Together, they had adopted 3 animals, a dog and 2 cats, though they were all strays. But one day, Stuart felt they were missing something until a beautiful American curl appeared on his porch. After much pleading, Stuart managed to convince his wife to let him keep the stray. He wasn't allowed to bring in any more animals, so he kept the new cat in his office. Over time, the cat became like a staff member. His presence would soon turn out to be quite profitable. One morning, when Stuart arrived at the office, he found a few dollar bills lying on the floor in front of the glass door. They were just $1 bills, but he couldn't figure out where they'd come from. Assuming they'd been dropped, Stuart picked them up and placed them neatly on his desk. But this was only the beginning. The cat's strange behavior continued, and no one could explain where the money kept coming from. Every week, fresh bills appeared at the office door. The pile grew, and before long, the team had accumulated $50 that they didn't know what to do with. They decided to install a camera to investigate. When they reviewed the footage, everything seemed normal during the day until evening rolled around. Stuart saw a man walk past the door, noticed the cat, and then slip $1 through the crack. The cat quickly grabbed the bill with its paw, pulling it inside. The man grinned and walked away while Stuart was left in awe. It turned out that the cat had become a very clever little beggar. Word quickly spread, and soon people were stopping by the office to see if they could outsmart the cat. The feline would sit, seemingly uninterested, until he spotted a bill, then with a swift swipe of his paw, he'd claim his prize. People laughed, filmed the interactions, and shared them online. One day, a line of people was waiting to take their turn. Cashnip, as they affectionately named the cat, soon became a local sensation, sitting on a growing pile of money. But Stuart realized they had a problem. What should they do with all the money? The team decided that instead of keeping it, they would donate it to homeless and animal shelters. They even made a sign explaining where the money would go, and Cashnip's fame skyrocketed thanks to social media. Stuart's inbox was flooded with messages, and soon donations began pouring in, not just from locals, but from around the world. People sent greeting cards, cash donations, and well wishes, all supporting the cause. However, there was one observer who wasn't so thrilled. A middle-aged woman, who frequently walked down the street near their office, often stopped to watch the cat. She would pause, frown at the scene, and then walk away, clearly disapproving. One day, she stopped in front of the window, took a photo of Cashnip, and then proceeded to measure the width of the window with a tape measure. She jotted something down on a piece of paper, then looked at the cat again before walking off. The team was puzzled, unsure of what to make of her behavior. But the next day, something arrived at the office. A large box with a handwritten note attached. The note read, "Cats shouldn't have to sleep on a cold floor. If he's going to be working, at least he should be comfortable." When Stuart opened the box, he couldn't help but laugh. The stern woman wasn't angry. She was a cat lover herself and worked at a furniture company. The measurements and photos she'd taken were for a reason. She had made a little sofa for Cashnip to sleep on. The sofa was designed to sit by the window, and it was upholstered to match the color of Cashnip's eyes. Everyone in the office was delighted. Even Cashnip seemed to approve. The new sofa made the office feel even more like home for their little mascot. This gave Stuart and the team a brilliant idea. They could take this whole endeavor even further. It was for charity after all, so why not go the extra mile? Over the next few weeks, the excitement grew. They launched a dedicated website, created social media accounts, and even made t-shirts and mugs to sell, with all proceeds going to shelters. The media buzz exploded as Cashnip's story spread online, and soon, the office had thousands of followers. Fans sent more gifts and donations, and the team posted updates online to thank everyone. Cashnip continued to swipe money at the door, always making people smile. What began as a small and unusual occurrence turned into a global movement, all thanks to a clever cat and the generosity of people who wanted to help.